Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. My name is Andrea, and I'm going to be your provider for the day.
Okay.
On your chart, it says Emily Jean. How do you like to go by? What's your
Emily.
Emily. Okay. Thank you. So, Emily, tell me what brings you to the clinic today.
Well, I was coming today because I had a appointment about 4 months ago. Nothing was necessarily wrong, but due to family history, mom being diabetic and dad having high cholesterol, I just kind of wanted to get some just a physical and whatnot, just to see what was going on. But unfortunately, I couldn't keep my follow-up appointment, just due to being a single parent, just couldn't make it work. But as of a couple of weeks ago, I just started feeling really, really tired, really exhausted. It's been really hard at work. I'm on my feet all day. I'm a waitress, so I'm always on my feet. But what's been going on is that I have been really thirsty, constantly just very, very thirsty, and constantly having to go to the bathroom. Yeah, which of course being at work is kind of gets in the middle and in the way, and it's very disruptive, during my shifts and stuff.
So I'm sorry that, it sounds as if this is kind of creating some stress for you. But let's see if we can't get to the bottom of things, okay? So just to recap, 4 months ago you came in just for like a checkup.
Just a routine general checkup.
Did they tell you anything 4 months ago?
No, they just did some blood work and just some basic stuff, and in order to get results, we have to come to a follow up. But like I said, I couldn't keep that appointment, and I tried to reschedule afterwards, and I couldn't make the times work with their availability.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't able to get an appointment until today.
Okay. And then your symptoms that you're into the office now started, would you say, 3 weeks ago?
Like 2-3 weeks ago, yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Pretty drastic change.
Just the fatigue.
Super tired.
Would you say that you're working more hours than usual?
No, my shifts have been the same. Yeah.
What about sleep? Are you getting less rest?
Well, I mean, at nighttime it is really hard because I'm having to get up and go to the bathroom, like, all the time. So that definitely is tiring and exhausting.
Okay, so in addition to the fatigue, you are reporting symptoms of excessive thirst, and of course that's followed by urination.
Yes.
Any other symptoms?
No, not really. It's really just that. Just
that. Have you noticed any fever, chills, weight loss, weight gain?
Actually, yeah, I have dropped a couple pounds since like 2-3 weeks ago when all of this started, I would say.
Any headaches?
No headaches.
No fever, no chills. Okay, let's see. I looked over. Let me look over what your labs came back last time to see if there's something correlated to what you're experiencing now.
Mm-hmm.
But you told me about your father and your mother, the cholesterol and did you say diabetes?
Mother's diabetic, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and dad has the high cholesterol.
Any siblings diabetic, cholesterol, hypertension?
No.
Okay. What about your health history? Have you had any surgeries? Any prior hospitalizations?
No, nothing of that sort. I'm overall pretty healthy up until this happened. Usually very active, work out several days a week. And,
oh, wow, okay.
It was a drastic change.
Okay, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just want to make sure that there aren't any environmental concerns that have maybe can be attributed to the changes. So nothing new with the job, nothing new with home life. Everything pretty consistent, minus these, symptoms.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay.
Everything's pretty much the same schedule, same work schedule, day schedule, everything. It's
Okay.
just, that's really the only big change.
Okay. All right. Let me go take a look at your previous lab and your previous visit, and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna pause.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. So it looks like is this a comfortable position for you looking like this? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So it looks like on your last visit, they drew a BMP, basic metabolic panel, an A1C, which determines whether you diabetes. And it looks as if your A1C was elevated, indicating that your pancreas, which controls your ability to use insulin,
Okay.
isn't working as well as it could be, which means when you eat, you want that to be used as fuel, and so your fuel is kind of floating, it's not being readily available. Okay, but so that was on your last visit. Okay, your A1C was 7.4. But what I want to do, I want to redraw a BMP,
Okay.
a A1C, and your cholesterol.
Okay. And you said cholesterol too, right?
And have you eaten today? Did you already have something to eat? Because I also want to get a fasting glucose on you. But if you've already eaten, then we'd have to do it at a later date. Okay, so I have that one. Okay, so your serum glucose is elevated. Yours is 230. The range would be within normal regular limits is between 70 and 120. Yours is 230.
Oh wow.
This doesn't have. So this is just not the okay. Oh, I thought it all had everything on it. So this is my lipids, cholesterol. Mine only allows me to do
One at a time. It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure I pulled them out before I forgot.
Okay, your total cholesterol was normal. It's 173. Your triglycerides are nearing. It's 149. It should be less than 150. Your LDL. Okay, so your lipid panel is actually within normal limit. So let's check the last one, which is the A1C. And this is that in addition to your serum glucose, which was 230, your fasting glucose, which we would need to get, are all used to help determine whether or not what I'm thinking is going on, according to your previous visit. So today your A1C is 7.8, and last time it was 7.4. So it has gone up a little bit, and that may be the reason for your symptoms. But I don't want to conclude that just yet. I want to, do an assessment, and make sure that there's nothing else that we need to rule out. Okay. So any chest pains or shortness of breath, heart palpitations?
No.
No. Okay. And you said you exercise daily. How about your diet?
My diet, it's pretty clean. I eat clean, lean meats, enough veggies and fruits throughout the day.
Okay.
Plenty of water, especially now, a whole lot of water due to the thirst.
So you wouldn't say you consume a lot of like carbohydrates, sugary
No, not at all.
things. What about prepackaged foods?
No, I usually prep all my stuff.
Okay. Okay. And so your vital signs, we got your vital signs. Let's bring that back up. I remember those were all within normal limits today. Looks like I have to rescan. So your vital signs today were they came in and took your blood pressure and all that before I came in, or they should have. Oh, sorry, there it is. So your blood pressure was 131/75. Your heart rate was 77. Your respiration, how many times you're breathing, was 18. You're 148 pounds, and your BMI is 23.9. Okay, so minus the 131. Okay, let's go ahead and do the physical assessment. I'm gonna just wash up. How's the weather out there? Yeah, it is pretty. Okay, so just observing, just small frame, and your BMI is within normal. You know, you're not. Your body weight is ideal for your height. I'm going to take a look in your eyes, make sure that there's not anything going on there. How often do you get to the eye doctor?
Once every 2 years, probably.
Okay. And do you wear any corrective lenses or anything?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Is it all the time? Are you nearsighted?
I'm nearsighted, so yeah, it's all okay.
If you can. Have you noticed any changes in your vision? You have something you have to scan it for?
That one, take a picture, because this one doesn't have a scan
Barcode. Okay. So your 20/20 right, left, and both visual. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's take a listen to your heart. And you said again, no heart palpitations, no chest pains, no shortness of breath. go through. Mhm. While I'm here, let's go ahead and listen to your lungs. Breath. Okay, just breathe normal. Okay. Okay. So, if you could remove your shoes,
Okay.
take a look at your feet, and I just want to do some tests, and you tell me. Okay. And you can feel this. Tell me when you can feel all that.
Mm-hmm.
No numbness and tingling. No.
No.
Okay. So if you can close your eyes, this is what you should feel. Okay.
Okay.
And you tell me when you feel it.
Okay.
Okay. And same thing.
Then I
Okay.
close my eyes.
Yes, please. Okay. So we've got all your labs back. Neuropathy present. Good. Um, okay, so with my assessment, I want to make sure that we're on the same path in terms of what's going on. Before I'm going to go out and look over your results and think about the assessment. But before I do that, I always want to get the input. What do you think is going on? Do you have any knowledge about what could possibly be creating this fatigue, thirst, and urination, or?
No,
No.
I really don't. Yeah.
Okay. Understand. So I'm going to pause it, and then when I come back, then we'll discuss diagnosis, treatment plan, and go from there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So with your previous A1C, remember that was 7.4, and then today 7.8.
Mm-hmm.
Your serum glucose 230, and that's supposed to be between 70 and 120.
Mm-hmm.
Your symptoms, which bring you in here today, are compatible with type 2 diabetes, excessive hyperglycemia, meaning a lot of glycemic sugar in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Excessive thirst, urination, fatigue, because you're pretty much not getting the energy to yourself. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which would be, and usually when people, not usually, but when people are type 2 diabetics, it's because it may be because of their lifestyle, not enough exercise, but it seems like you're getting enough exercise, or diet. But you may just be genetic. The fact that, you know, your mom, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we have medication to kind of give your pancreas a boost to go ahead and release more insulin to be the catalyst to bring the glucose into your cells. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and prescribe you a tablet that you take every day. It's called metformin, and we'll start you off at 500 milligrams a day, and see how that goes. So we don't necessarily, because we're not putting you on any insulin, a shot or anything. You don't necessarily need to take your blood glucose. You know how people prick their finger and test it. You don't necessarily need to do that, because I know that it can get costly for people. However, if you have that readily available, or if you're willing to invest in that, I say do it daily. You know, if that's an option for you. I want you to follow up with me in a month. Actually, let me see. When do I let me look at this? Yeah. I want you to Let's do 4 weeks. I want you to follow up in 4 weeks. We want to make sure that your blood pressure stays kind of where it's at. You're at 131/75. The goal is 130/80. So you're ideal for that. Your cholesterol is good for that. With diabetes, you want to make sure that you follow up with your eye doctor annually. Okay. So instead of every 2 years, like you've been going, go every year. And podiatry. I checked your feet because over time, uncontrolled diabetes can lead to what's called neuropathy, the lack of feeling in your feet and your extremities away from your heart. And you may have a wound and not even know it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So with that being said, you want to follow up with podiatry too, and we can put referrals in for you. I know you've got a busy schedule. So what I can do is put in a referral, and then the specialist will reach out to you to set up an appointment. But what you also want to do is check your feet every day. Get a mirror or something, a reflective material to look back if you're unable to bring it to chair, and check in between your toes. Keep your feet dry in between your toes, but you want to make sure that you check your feet every day. Your diet, I can't, it doesn't sound like you eat a whole lot of carbs, but carbs burn a little bit slower, like bread, rice, everything we love to eat, cereal, donuts, cake. Why is all the good stuff bad?
Always.
We want to limit those things because those aid in our diabetic symptoms. Your thirst should subside once your pancreas starts to produce more insulin, and then the fatigue once your cells are being refed should subside. Now, if at any point your symptoms become worse, please come back and see us. You don't have to wait the 4 weeks. Call the office and see if you've got a next day appointment. anything out of the ordinary, it doesn't even have to be those 3 symptoms. If anything new arises, please let me know, because it's better to keep these things under control early on